And welcome back to Ultimate Soccer, my friend. And if it's your first time in, welcome in. And we'll tell you to pay for your ticket pretty shortly. That means like and subscribe in Ultimate Soccer terms. But this is the pre-game. Argentina taking on Canada. We've had a few games recently, Canada, but not so many. But now we've got three back-to-back that have something on them. Can we get out of the group? We're talking about a lot of things on this one, but like I say, welcome back in. We're talking about that guy, Alphonso Davies. I've got three big questions to ask you about Alphonso Davies. Stick around. You want to hear that. Also, playing the game at a high level, I got to feel a lot about who should be a captain, why, and such like. So, like I say, those 3 points I bring you about the captain, Alphonso Davies. We're also going to talk about the players recently in both teams. And then we'll get to talk about the prediction of the game and my take on the game. So stick around, get your coffee cup ready, and enjoy Ultimate Soccer's take, or more so, my take with a lot of sarcasm about this big game coming up. Game one of the competition, Copa America 2024, Argentina taking on Canada. Now, before we talk about Alphonso Davies and the captain and those three questions that I have for you, which will make you think, and may piss you off, and I hope it doesn't, but it may make you think, and you may well come back with a big comment down below like you always do. Remember, pay for your ticket, like and subscribe to the channel. Now, Canada, we sit in Group A. Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Chile going to have a tough time in there like Canada, I feel, and I'm thinking Peru and Argentina are the teams to go through, but 3 games apiece, anything's possible. Before we get to Alphonso, though, in the last game, for Canada, there was a guy that stood out, got my man of the match big time. Yeah, we're talking about, if you don't know his name, that's Mathieu Crépeau. Fantastic player in net. Stonewalled a few certain goals against France. I'm telling you, it was absolutely top draw. And I know St. Clair played in the first game, but coming into this game, I think I'd like to see Mathieu Crépeau go again. What about you? Down below, who's your goalkeeper to start? We'll be talking about the lineups pretty shortly, but who's your keeper to start for Canada or even for Argentina? It probably should be Martinez if you're Argentinian. Now, talking about Alphonso, I got 3 questions that I've basically want to pose for you. And after that, tell me what you think. And tell me what you think about Alphonso becoming the captain, yeah? 47 games in. 15 goals scored, 5 times Bundesliga champion, UEFA League champion as well, UEFA Champions League champion as well, Bundes champion. I tell you what, he's won so much in the game. The only thing you can't really see him winning is maybe a World Cup. I'd love to see it, wouldn't you, Canadian fans? I'd love to see it, but I don't think that's really on the menu. But he has won pretty much everything in the game. But is he rightfully the captain? Does he get your vote? Would you give him the vote? Would you give him the armband? And why? Here's a couple of things. Has he earned it? That's the first question. Has he earned it? Well, I got to say, that's up to you to say to me, has he earned it? I know what I think. But do you think he's earned the armband for Canada? Like I said, in 47 games, 15 goals. Will it affect his game? Is the second question. You know, sometimes guys take the armband and then they kind of turn into a different style of themselves. And it takes away from their game. And it sometimes impacts their game and puts them into not terrible form, but slightly lesser form than what they had prior to becoming the captain. So think about that one too. And is he the right choice is the third question. Is Alphonso Davies the right choice to captain Canada? And if he is, why? Why do you think he is? There's a couple of things to think about. I personally, when choosing a captain, I want to see a guy sort of in central midfield. Sometimes people have the striker take the armband, or maybe the goalkeeper. I think sometimes, for my money, it's pointless to have a goalkeeper as your captain. You want someone out there, middle of the field, and ideally central midfield, so a guy can bark his orders out front ways, sideways, laterally, and behind him, and get everybody going at the same time. So, for my money, somebody like Steven Eustáquio, for my money, would probably be a better captain. Like I say, Alphonso is out wide in the play normally. He's not central. I'm thinking that a guy central can offer more to the captain's armband. I'm not against Alphonso being the captain. That's not what I'm saying, guys. but I'm saying there are reasons why someone else may have been a better choice. Is it Jesse Marsch trying to stimulate the big star into higher form? Is it Jesse Marsch trying to get the squad going? Because he's got to really put his seal and his stamp of approval onto this team, hasn't he? It's not Mauro Biello's team. No. And it's Johnny Herdman's team of old. So neither of those guys can impact this team. So look at Jesse Marsch to make some changes. And that's why in the last game up front, you saw us charging so high up front, like Leeds United of his old club, but it left us a little bit empty in behind. Anywho, Alphonso Davies, is he your captain of choice? What do you think of my 3 points? Has he earned it? Will it affect his game? And is he the right choice? Talking a little head-to-head now. The only time that we have anything on paper against Argentina, and I can remember when it came out, and I thought, oh my life. Argentina, it was 2010, May 24, 2010. I was at TSN at that time and talked about this game on TSN after the match, but I wasn't looking forward to the game. In fact, I was fearing that game in a way, only one way, the scoreline. That was the only thing I feared. I was in love with the thought of playing Argentina, as I am right now, as I am with Chile and Peru, and whoever else comes, should we get out the group. But I remember that game very well in 2010. And if you want to know who scored, well, it was quite easy. Maxi Rodriguez gets a couple, the first and the second, 15th and the 31st minute. Angel Di Maria got the next one. That was 3-0, 36 minutes in, 3-0 at half-time. Carlos Tevez got the fourth one on the 67th minute, and a very young Aguero got the fifth goal. So that's what that's doing there. Some more information for you. The last 5 games is what we're talking about right now, and that is Argentina first. 5 games ago, Brazil 1-0 over Brazil. 4 games ago, 3-0 over El Salvador. 3 games ago, 3-1 over Costa Rica. 2 games ago, 1-0 over Ecuador. Tough game, good result. And last game, looking supremo, 4-1 over Guatemala. For Canada, different story. Last time Alphonso scored for Canada as well was in this game. 5 games ago against Jamaica when Canada lost 2-1. 5 games ago, 3 games ago, Canada lost 3-2 to Jamaica in that unfortunate playoff game that made Canada then go to the playoff game further with Trinidad winning 2-0. Thereafter, we got slapped 4-0 by Holland. 0-0 at half-time, by the way, though. 4 second-half goals. It was quite disappointing, actually, to see that happen the way it was. I mean, the first half was supreme. We were not hitting the net and scaring them, but we were in the game and keeping ourselves in the game with a chance of, maybe stealing the 1-0 game, but it didn't happen. 4-0 did. But after that, bounced back with that guy upstairs here. Major turnout in goal from Mathieu Crepeau. I want to see that guy in net. What do you think about Mathieu Crepeau? Should he start again? Down below. Tell me what you think. Okay, guys, before we get to the players on the screen, and I hope for a fantastic game of football, let's talk about my prediction. Prediction that I'm coming up with this time is a total 3-0. I'm thinking 3-0 is where she starts, where she finishes. If we get a result, Canada, it will be an amazing thing, and I would not want to see anything more than to get a result against the world champions of today, Copa America champions of today. You hear what I'm saying? We are in deep. Argentina, they're probably looking for another big 5-0, but it's probably not going to happen. But like I say, 3-0 is what I'm thinking. So there you go, 3-0. That is what I'm thinking. Don't mean to be mean. And if you disagree, tell me down below. Make a comment down below and tell me the scoreline of what you think's happening. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, what I see coming in for Argentina. Obviously, I'm thinking Emilio Martinez is in net again. Fantastic guy at Aston Villa, but wasn't he just outrageous at the World Cup? Let's put it that way. Defensively, talking about Argentina, Molina, Otamendi, Lisandro Martinez, and Gonzalez will make up the back 4. Midfield, I'm thinking Carboni, Fernandez, McAllister. Good Scottish name. And Lo Celso makes up midfield for me. And then up top, I'm thinking it's definitely going to be Lionel Messi for sure. And Martinez one more time. Lautaro Martinez. Now, talking about Canada, quite simple. I want to see Crepeau in goal. Who do you want to see in goal? Hey? Who do you want to see? And for Canada, I also see a 4-4-2 matching up against Argentina's 4-4-2. In net, we have Mathieu Crepeau. I really want to see Mathieu Crepeau get the start again. What he brought against France was absolutely top draw. I doubt if he's ever going to bring a higher grade a game. Thus, when your keeper's in form, it's just like in the Stanley Cup finals. You got to keep playing the guy, right? Anywho, defensively, Captain Davies left. In the middle, Cornelius and Moise Bombito and Alistair Johnson on the right. In midfield, Buchanan, Kone, Eustaquio, and Liam Miller. And up front, Kyle Larin and Jonathan David. And don't forget, guys, we got 4 groups as we work through this competition. This is Group A. This is what we start with. We'll be finishing in Group D very shortly in 3 days' time. And each game that comes through, we'll be putting out another show. Pass this around to all Canadian fans, yes? Pass it around to all Argentinian fans, yes? Si, mi amigo. Por favor. But pass it around to everybody you know who's going to be into the Copa America, because I definitely am, have been for years and years and years. We'll take a look at the next 4 groups. So there you go, my friend. There's some more information on the Canada taking on Argentina Game 1, 2024 Copa America. The host is the USA. Will we have a new champion, or will the existing champion Argentina do the repeat? Will Messi become the all-time leading scorer? He's on 13. He only needs 4 to do that. And will Canada get out of the group? Those are some tantalizing questions for you. Drop them down below. Tell me what you're thinking. As usual, pay for your ticket. If it's your first time, pay for your ticket, like, subscribe, join the family, and let's keep growing this channel. And as Canada keeps going through the tournament, you'll have another game each game. Thanks very much for tuning in. Remember, come back for more. I think this is going to be a top game. I've got 3 ways this could end for Canada just before we shut this down. It could turn out like the first one, close to 5-0. I hope not. I hope not. And I don't think so. I really don't think so. Or it could be a lesser defeat, maybe the 2-0, possibly the 3-0 that I'm predicting. Then again, it could go another way where Canada gets another great result like the 0-0 that recently happened against France. That could happen again, but will it? And then you've got to say, this is David versus Goliath after all. Will David throw a stone and win 1-0? That's what I'm wondering. What do you think? Anyway, we've got a game. It's Canada coming up against Argentina. After that, Canadian fans, we've got 2 more, Chile and Peru. Obviously, Argentina does 2. Get into it. Enjoy it. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me where you're watching from. And tell me what you think the score's going to be and who will be your player of the match and who's going to win. Let's get into this. Let's enjoy it. I know I will. I know you will too. Cheers.